What's up, guys? Exley's on the NFL, bringing another video of nonsense over to you. I'm Tony. That way, that way is Stephen, Green Bay Packers fan, obviously, Philadelphia Eagles fan. We're going to start it off with Steve giving a shout out to some cool people. If you see down here in the scrolly thing.
Yeah, I mean, they got good prices on jerseys for anyone in the UK. They are UKNFLSHOP on Etsy. Pretty good jerseys.
That is a sick looking jersey, actually.
Especially with the old Super Bowl logo on it and that. Yeah. I think everyone should go and check them out at least, see what they got.
Definitely check them out because they are decent prices. And
yeah, they are banging prices.
They're not fake. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I've seen some dodgy jerseys and they've got all the badges, all the stitching, everything like that. Yours even had the NFL labels on it, didn't it?
Yeah. I literally pulled the tags off it before putting it on today. Yeah, it's
first time you worn it.
Yeah, first time I worn it. Fits like a glove. They might be a little bit on the big side, so it might be worth checking them out any size and that before you purchase, just to double check. But they're good jerseys, good quality.
We'll put. Oh, I've got hair on my face. We'll put their shop link if I can work out how to do it. To put it in the description of this video. Mate, I was going through the jerseys. They've got everything on there.
Yeah, any team you can think of, any type of jersey as well, like the service, the Super Bowl, and
So I've seen there's black ones with like funky coloured numbers and names. I think they're something the cancer like support ones.
Yeah,
I think they're well cool.
I can't remember what that's called.
Stick up to cancer, something like that. But it's not just go on there and buy. Like for me, Jordan Love or something like that. You can have a custom shirt. So if you want a shirt with your name on it, you can get that done, which I think is cool.
which is another good service. I mean, you don't get that with the prices they're charging. You don't get that anywhere else. So it's definitely worth checking them out.
Yeah, on things like that, I've seen four Green Bay Packer ones, and it would be Love, Jacobs, McKinney, and Alexander. Because they're like the four big names that most people know. Same with Eagles, isn't it? Hurts, and Saquon usually. AJ Brown, and
LC
Smith.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not usually that many you can get. But I mean, you could go on there, you could have whatever you want put on it. So if there's another player that you don't have, you could have their name put on one and get yourself their jersey.
Oh, I did see they've got the Super Bowl towel that you bought on there as well. That's funny. And it's free UK shipping as well, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's free UK shipping.
Look, I can't remember.
Oh, mate.
£7 shipping.
That's still good.
With the prices they're charging, you ain't getting that price even with the shipping anywhere. Not even on sale on NFL Shop or anything, so...
No. Anyway, moving on. So, what are we on? Week 2 of free agency and news. I see Green Bay is still trying to get the tush push.
I've seen that today. They've officially submitted it to have it banned.
I get why they want to stop it because it's an unguardable play, but can they stop that play?
If you look at it, a few teams have stopped it. I mean, who was it that done it quite well? Was it the Falcons?
Maybe. I think personally, the way to counteract the tush push is do like defense does the tush push back.
Essentially,
to try and stop it.
I don't know if they're allowed to, but I mean, what you've essentially got to do is just get your biggest guys out there. I mean, if you look at them when they're trying to defend it, a lot of the teams just leave the same guys out there.
And they
one or two big guys, and then everybody else.
They try who was it? Puka Nacua tried to jump to
Frankie
stop it.
Louvu.
Yeah, it's not gonna. They're underneath the pile. They're not pushing the guy from the back over. They're pushing down and under, aren't they? So
yeah, I can see why Frankie Louvu was trying to do it. I think essentially what he was trying to do is get hold of Jalen before he can get to the line. But the problem is, unless you know the snap count, you ain't making it. As Frankie Louvu found out 3 times.
Well, that would be like a fucking swanton bomb. Do you remember that? Was it swanton?
Yeah,
They grab him upside down and flip him over from WWF back in the day when we were kids.
Did you ever see that football video? I can't remember if it was a college or high school video. Some defender jumped the line, timed it perfectly, managed to sack the quarterback from behind as he jumped over him. He'd done that move.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
He forward flipped over the line, grabbed the quarterback on the way over, and just like sacked him and flipped him over.
No, I didn't see that. That's pretty cool, though. Mate, I feel like I'm so close to this. Yeah, and JJ McCarthy is staying as QB1 for the Vikings.
I saw that coming, let's be honest.
They weren't going to get rid of him. I mean, they're keeping him because he's a star and he's a first-round pick. He tore his, I gotta look at it, a meniscus. Meniscus. And that was last season, beginning of last season, wasn't it? It was, wasn't very long into the season, game or two maybe.
As I say, it was either the end of pre-season or maybe week 2.
He was out for the entire season, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Which does also say that they are not taking on Aaron Rodgers.
No, they're not. They were never going to. If you're keeping JJ McCarthy, that tells me you are planning on starting him very soon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to want a good backup, Rodgers doesn't want to be a backup. No,
not with his years of experience. Why? Look at my like swept to the side for some reason. I'm so random, man. So there's only 2 teams left in the mix for him, really. And
I can't see the Steelers wanting to take him.
I don't. Right, this is back to the Vikings. I don't fully understand why they have got rid of
Darnold.
Yeah, he got them so far.
Yeah, but then again, it would be a similar situation as Rodgers. He's proven himself to be a good QB, but he's much younger than Rodgers. I don't actually know how old he is. Let's have a look.
JJ McCarthy.
No, Darnold.
Sam Darnold. They should have kept him, in my opinion.
He's 27, so he's still got quite a lot of. Yeah, he's still got a lot of years ahead of him. Mm-hmm. But of course, he wanted a good contract. He wanted a bit more money, which is understandable.
He took them to the playoffs.
Yeah, but they want to start McCarthy. You can't put Sam Darnold on a good contract. Oh wait, the Falcons. They're planning to start Penix Jr. and they've still kept Kirk Cousins on it. And I seen the other day, because they kept him past, I believe it was the 4th of March, it's automatically triggered a $10 million bonus for next season. So whether they trade him or not, they've got to pay him $10 million next year.
Who, Kirk Cousins?
Yeah. So even if they traded him this season to save cap space, he is guaranteed $10 million from them next season.
I just looked over at X and JJ McCarthy is trending on X.
Yeah, because of course everyone's realised that Rodgers isn't going there. McCarthy's going to be the one coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I think pre-season's what will really determine whether he starts straight away or not.
Yeah. Let's just minimise that. Yeah.
They've got to take a veteran somewhere. And of course, Rodgers doesn't want to be the backup. So
they need a veteran that is quite happy to
ride the bench.
Yeah, pretty much. Give them a little bit of playtime, keep them in the mix, keep them fresh.
But pass on the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a good case of that, and someone who's been excellent at that, Marcus Mariota.
Mm-hmm.
He has been excellent as a QB2 the last couple of years. He did it in Philadelphia, played pretty well the games he had to play there, and he's done it for Washington. I mean, to the point they've just re-signed him.
Have they re-signed him?
I think they re-signed him for another year.
Fair play. He was a Falcon before, wasn't he?
He went to the Falcons, yeah. That was when he went on, because he was one of the ones on quarterback.
Yeah, he was on quarterback. Had an injury, and because he was playing not great, he decided to get his surgery done like mid-season. So I think they got rid of him after that. If I remember,
they released him. That's when he went to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Done a year with the Eagles, then went to Washington for last year, and I don't know if he was there the year before or not.
Don't know. I can't remember.
No, because quarterback didn't come out that long ago, so he's got to have been Eagles and then straight to Washington.
Yeah, because it was quarterback, then it was receiver.
Yeah.
And quarterback, they're doing a new season of quarterback.
Yeah.
After you sent me that, I actually had it come up on TikTok. So I was like, oh, yeah, man. So Kyle Juszczyk, I have seen he got let go by the Niners, didn't he?
Yeah, but did you notice? And a lot of people said about it as well. When he got re-signed, it was a lower figure.
Mm-hmm. He was on 4.1 million.
Yeah, I'm sure they let him go so he could test free agency, see what his value was, and then go back to him. I don't reckon he was realistically released. It was just a formal thing so that he could test free agency without any clubs or him or anyone getting into shit for it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he is a key piece in the Niners, and I think they've let go enough of their key players, if you like.
Yeah, him, Christian McCaffrey. I believe they've still got Fred Warner and Brock Purdy. It's about all the key players that they've really got. I mean, they've let go so many of their, especially in defense.
They've got George Kittle still.
Yeah, I forgot about Kittle.
I did see a podcast clip saying it. I can't remember what the podcast was. They were saying, the Niners should let go of Christian McCaffrey. He was a star, but now he's sort of just an injury risk all the time. He was out most of the season last season.
He was. He's out a lot of it. But I mean, they lost Ayuk almost. What? He got his giant contract that he pissed himself for because he sat out of a load of training stuff, didn't he? Training camp.
Yeah, refused to do it unless he got a contract.
Yeah, I think he missed a preseason or two. Got his contract and then played like 2 or 3 weeks, then got injured and was out the rest of the season.
What a donut, mate. What a donut.
I mean, if you were going to get rid of somebody, in my opinion, to save money, because that's the realistic reason to get rid of McCaffrey, because they don't have a decent running back behind him, get rid of Ayuk.
Yeah, it would make more sense, wouldn't it?
If it's about a money thing, get rid of Ayuk, trade him, save yourself some money, draft some stars, and whether you make it this year or not, you know you've got guys on the rise. But what's his name? Pearsall, that wide receiver that got last season in the season and stuff. He looks like he could be good this season.
Let's hope so. I think Niners need a switch up, and I believe I believe they're on a rebuild, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of the old heads, so to speak, went in the defense and stuff.
I don't think
young stars in.
They're making it sound like they're like a really bad team, right?
They're not that bad.
The Niners faced the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Last
Super Bowl.
Yeah, not licks.
The one before it.
Not licks. Not Super Bowl licks.
It was 58? Yeah, 58. 59's just gone. Yeah. So they aren't that far off. I think what they're trying to do, because they probably knew they were going to get rid of a lot of their older boys, they were trying to get the younger guys in last year to learn from them a bit before releasing everybody. Yeah. I think they're going to have an interesting season.
Yeah.
Whether the younger guys in that are ready for the season, I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Well, if you get rid of all your veterans and just keep your rookies, are you opening up a world of hurt for the team and for the fans as well? Because we're invested in the teams just as much as the players and stuff are.
Since doing the podcast, I'm more invested in all the teams. Not just, I mean, Phillies, who I'm always going to root for, but I have got more interested in what happens with the other teams, how they all stack up, and seeing who's a good team and who's fallen by the wayside. Yeah, one of the teams I felt bad for the last few years is Browns and Panthers.
Yeah, they're not.
They just don't seem to have had any luck.
I do feel bad for them. Let's hope Bryce Young.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He was supposed to be the starter, got benched a bit. That went.
Let's pause. Okay, we're back after Steve's technical difficulties, and I completely lost my train of thought, so I don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore. Bryce Young, he performed really well.
I think their biggest problem
mid-season, end of season. No, I don't think it is either.
I think they've got no O-line.
That seems to be most teams that played terrible or not terrible didn't do great, like the Bears, right?
Yeah,
we slated Caleb Williams at the beginning of the season. He's shit. He's a rookie. Blah blah blah. But he played really well for a rookie.
Given almost no decent O-line.
Yeah, and that's what it boils down to, isn't it? They got no O-line, so he can't do what he needs to do. Same as Bryce Young. They can't do what they need to do.
No time to do anything. You'll like at the end of the day, most QBs get maybe 2 or 3 seconds if they're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
With a good O-line. So you can sort of have a look around, see who's where, and make your decision.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got no O-line, you've got maybe a second before they're right in your face.
Yeah.
So you are forced to make so many fast decisions. And of course, you go back to the college level where both of them came from. They've got more time than that usually because these top recruits have come from some team with a good O-line, so they've got all the time in the world to make all the decisions. And then they're thrown into the NFL, supposed to be these stars and these amazing players, and then they've got literally like a second before somebody's in their face.
Yeah,
you can't do a lot. I mean, I don't know about you or me, but neither of us are even going to do much with 5 seconds probably.
A minute.
It's
not happening.
They're expected to do too much too fast. I think that's the problem. Mm-hmm. And these teams have concentrated too much on trying to get these stars that they've not protected the QBs that they've taken. I mean, you look at the Commanders. They went from a nothing team, they were bottom of the division, to facing the Eagles in the NFC Championship game in 1 year.
Yeah, that was an absolute crazy turn of events. I did not see that coming at all.
I thought they might be, wild card, bordering, but they weren't. I mean, they whooped the Lions.
And the Lions have played absolutely fucking outstanding.
They had 15-2 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
And they got destroyed by the Commanders.
Madness.
So, if you get the right... And I wouldn't say any of their O-line was star O-line necessarily.
No.
They've done their job in protecting him as much as they could.
My brain is so foggy today, I can't even think. Who is their QB?
Jaden Daniels, the rookie.
Yeah. My brain's so foggy, man. Have you seen him training on VR?
No.
He trains on VR, and it is he does it. He can do it at normal speed, but then he'll do like 2 times speed, 3 times speed, so that he can be quicker. Get them good fast reps in. Yeah, man, that is so cool. I think that is the future for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in your free time, you don't have the whole team to practice with, so to speak, so that somebody's coming at you or whatever, then that's like I think the next best thing you can do. Get your reaction speed going.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So
I hope they come back and those 2 teams can do better for the QBs this season.
Yeah, same. Okay, so Tyreek Hill is apparently planning on having a baby with his new wife.
This one's actually planned.
He's 31, and that will put him up to 12 kids.
That's why I was more surprised that it was planned.
I'm surprised he's married.
How many kids has he got with how many different women?
He's got 11 kids. I don't know how many different women he's got. No.
So, it's ridiculous. I mean,
bonkers.
I can understand it at least from his wife's point of view. She'd want to start a family, but how many kids can he afford? Let's be honest.
I don't know.
He's not making the mega money he used to. If he ain't invested something and making off that, he's going to run into trouble fast.
Bananas. Anyway, I've come up with so many things. Like, I've got one more thing, but we'll let you talk.
The biggest one we got to talk about, I think, is the Jamar Chase T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm. Being the most expensive wide receiver duo in NFL history, I believe.
This is just insane money. What was it? So Jamar Chase got 4 years, 161 million.
Mm-hmm.
And Higgins 4 years, 115, which thankfully for him, I can see why, because that replaces the franchise tag. So he's guaranteed that for the next 4 years, which he's wanted for a while, and they just slapped him with the second one. It's like, come on, if you don't work out a deal, you got to get rid of him. Yeah. But I mean, Jamar Chase took the Triple Crown last year. He had 127 receptions, 1,708 yards, and 17 touchdowns.
Yes.
And Higgins is no slouch.
No.
I mean, compared to those numbers, you might look at, but all receivers almost look like a slouch.
Yeah, compared to that.
Yeah, but that's insane money.
That is bonkers, isn't it? Could you...
It's getting more and more ridiculous.
Yeah, well, they keep upping the cap space for teams, so it's going to be.
The cap space isn't going up that fast. The receiver money seems to be going up faster.
It's the same thing, though, isn't it? We'll save money on getting rid of our veterans. We'll save money getting rid of our decent D-line or our decent O-line players and bringing rookies on so that we've got the cap space to pay X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem is they got no bloody defense as it is. They didn't even make the wild card last year.
Didn't make the wild card the year before either, did they?
I don't think they've been to a Super Bowl since 56, I believe they was the last one they won. Eagles and Chiefs 57, Chiefs and Niners 58, Chiefs and Eagles 59. So the last three they haven't made. And I know they didn't even make the wild card this year. So they've got to work on that defense, not piss their money away on receivers. Don't get me wrong, they're both excellent receivers.
Yeah.
But have they got any cap space left to pay anybody else?
Pay me 50p.
I mean, if they paid us our year's wages, it would probably still just get demolished. Wouldn't be anybody better than anyone they got.
Oh my god, man. No. Yeah. That was a big payout. Let's hope they can perform.
I hope
they earn that money.
Yeah, I think Jamar Chase certainly will.
Mm-hmm.
Barring any freak accidents or anything, I think both of them will. I just think their problem's going to be unless they do something decent in draft, their defense is going to be their problem.
It does seem that everyone is holding out for the draft to get decent rookies that will be able to help them out because they're skint. Most teams are skint.
Well, they're spending loads of. I mean, you look at free agency. The last 2 weeks has been insane. It wasn't this mental last year.
No, I don't remember this many trades and contracts and stuff being signed this quickly.
But what I have noticed is loads of it's been offensive guys.
Yeah.
So I reckon not a lot of them are banking on this being a good offensive class.
I don't think it is. I've not looked into it that much.
I mean, all the mock drafts I've seen have got at least one defensive player in top 5.
Yeah.
That doesn't usually happen if you've got loads of star receivers, QBs, and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, man. Mental, man.
Half of them you predicted him going first, so it's not looking like a great offensive class.
We shall see. Shan't we? Should we? I don't fucking know. What you got next?
One that made me chuckle. Cooper Rush has gone to the Ravens for a 2-year, $12 million deal.
$12 million is not a lot, is it?
He's going as backup QB. I mean, he's a QB. He played for Cowboys quite a long time. He played 38 games with the Cowboys. He is 9-5 in 14 starts. 60.7 completion percentage, 20 touchdowns, about 3,500 yards.
It's better than Dak Prescott, isn't it?
Maybe at this point. But, I mean, they didn't do very well out on the year.
No.
Anyway, even once he came in. So I can see why they'd want him gone. But this is the second time they've sent him off.
They need to get a decent backup.
I think they drafted him as a potential replacement for Dak years ago.
Yeah.
They ended up letting him go, went somewhere else, and went back. And they've let him go again.
Mad. Fucking Cowboys.
Another one's Daniel Jones has signed a one-year, $14 million deal with $13 million fully guaranteed.
Man. Where was Daniel Jones?
He went to Vikings.
He was Giants.
He was Giants. They released him in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And he went to Vikings. I think he stayed with them. No, he went to the Colts, signed with the Colts.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so he signed that deal, 1 year, $14 million with Colts.
Fucking hell.
I think they've taken that deal because they want somebody with experience in that to show Anthony Richardson what he should be doing. Yeah. Or maybe be a bit competition to try and actually get him going.
Yeah, same with the Steelers last season.
Yeah.
With Justin
Fields.
Fucking hell, mate. Oh, mate, it's not a good day today. Hey?
He got a good deal, 2 years with the Jets.
Yes, he did, and let's hope that he can actually do something for the Jets. That'd be good to see. Like, I don't want the Jets to win the Super Bowl or anything, but
I think they've, like Lions fans, have had a lot of shit.
yeah,
their owners seem to keep fucking the team, basically.
Yeah. I would like to see the Jets get somewhere because they've had years of just fucking piled up dog shit continuously.
I don't think they've been to the playoffs for like 10 plus years.
They just seem to shit the bed on
look.
all their trades they do.
Yeah, they've not been. The fans haven't been lucky in the slightest with their team.
No.
The last playoff win was 20 years ago.
Yeah, the Jets need a little something just to.
Their last playoff appearance was 2010.
Yeah, they need to. The Jets need a little something, don't they?
They should have. I don't think they should have taken Rodgers a couple of years ago. I think they should have taken that chance to rebuild.
Yeah. No, they're going to have to do it now, aren't they?
I think so.
Donuts. While we mentioned the playoffs a couple of times now, have you seen about the playoff seeding changes that they have proposed? No? Okay, I'm not 100% sure if it's true. So, wildcard teams,
Right.
if they have a better regular season run than the divisional champions, they'll be placed higher.
Yeah.
In the seedings, but if there's two or more teams, say Vikings and Lions, have the same regular season scores, like win-losses, then the divisional champions will be placed higher in the seedings. Does that make sense?
I think so.
So Eagles, Vikings and Lions both have a 10-1 record, for instance. No, Vikings have a 10-1 season rate.
Yeah.
And the divisional champions have a 6-2. Lions will be placed above them in the seedings. Yeah. But if Lions and Vikings are both 10-1, then whoever I just said would be placed above them. The divisional champions would be placed above them in the seedings.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that'd be a bit more fair. Because, say...
I think it will stop some of the... literally the last playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, Packers have done really well, but they had to take on the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think almost the Eagles should have maybe played Detroit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Something like that, or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think it was a bit unfair. No offense, but the Packers kind of scraped their way to the playoffs.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, we were not playing the caliber of football we had been playing.
After week 5, the Eagles came out and just went berserk.
Yeah.
Lost one game in the last stretch of games after week 5. So
so it would make. I think the way to do it is maybe not the way they've done it. Say they've got 4 teams and Eagles and Lions, and then Packers, Vikings. Eagles, Lions are playing animals. They're being fucking animals on the field. They should have to play each other. Vikings and Packers are both playing okay, not great. They should have to play. And then the winner of them two, or the winner of that game, has to play the winner of Eagles. See, I think that'd be a good way to do it.
That's how it's once a wild card's done, it's literally knockout, isn't it? So, that's a better way to do it because the Eagles unfortunately just destroyed the Packers. They didn't really have much choice.
No. There's a video playing on X and it keeps catching my eye. It's just the same thing playing over and over again.
One thing I think was interesting, Cooper Kupp went to Seattle, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't see that. Well, I didn't see him going to Seattle. I seen him leaving the Rams. That was inevitable.
There's been trade talks with him for a couple of weeks. 3 weeks maybe, but they couldn't get anyone to trade for him.
Yeah.
So they released him. Then he signed with Seattle. I don't think it's a bad deal for someone of his age. 3 years, $45 million.
That's a fucking good deal, isn't it? Really.
He's what? It's about 30.
Yeah, I think we said 31 or 32.
Get a 3-year, $45 million deal near the end of your receiver career because receivers take quite a few hits.
Yeah, you're just the brunt of that all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, to get that kind of deal at that age, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what Seattle's going to do,
No.
but they've taken Darnold, they've taken Cup. Maybe they can get something going.
Let's see what the Seahawks can do. I don't know.
Another interesting one I saw, Miles Sanders, running back from Panthers, just signed with the Cowboys.
Ooh, maybe the Cowboys are going to be on a little peaky one and start their run game.
They also re-signed the kick returner and wide receiver Kevontae Turpin to a 3-year, $18 million deal.
Ooh.
The running back one was interesting because he was drafted by the Eagles.
Oh, was he?
Spent 4 years with the Eagles. He had a really good last season when we went to Super Bowl 57. He put up like 1,200 yards.
That's really good, isn't it?
Went to the Panthers. They did not utilize him at all. I don't think he went over 600 yards with the Panthers at any point in the last 2 seasons. And then they've released him and he's signed with the Cowboys.
Let's hope the Cowboys can do a little some.
Well, I mean, with him, if they actually utilize a running back for once, he can put up some good numbers for them.
The Cowboys don't do running.
Yeah, well, they've had Ezekiel Elliott, which in terms of running backs is...
Yeah.
It's like putting your overweight uncle in.
Yes. I don't want to be bashing the Cowboys too much.
We have to play them twice a year.
Yeah.
And they haven't done much the last couple.
Cowboys. Yeehaw! They're going to do nothing with Jerry Jones. Anyway, the wild card thing that we were just talking about, it's not new. It's going to be a similar thing to the way the NBA does it, if that makes more sense to you. The way they do their seedings. Yeah? Okay. That is all from me. I have nothing else. My brain is...
The last one I've got announced is Brandon Graham retired.
I did see that. Yes.
15 seasons.
That is bonkers, isn't it?
Especially as an edge player on defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I've got some of his stats here, right? 15 seasons. That, believe it or not, is tied for the most in franchise history.
Fucking hell.
But what he has taken for the most in franchise history is 206 regular season games.
Ooh, that's more than Jason Kelsey.
He's put up in some of his other stats. Obviously, he's 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Mm-hmm.
One of the few in Philly. 76.5 regular season sacks, which is third in franchise. 23 career forced fumbles, second in franchise. 1 Pro Bowl, 1 second team All Pro, and been nominated for Walter Payton Man of the Year award twice.
Okay, now that is a lot of time. A lot of time to be putting your body through all of that.
Yeah. Well, he tore his tricep, didn't he? In the last season, come back to the Super Bowl and still managed to. His last sack was against Matthew Stafford in the divisional round.
Maybe.
That was his last sack for the Eagles.
Yeah.
But he was still putting pressure on people in the Super Bowl when he was out there.
That's crazy.
It's insane you tore your tricep and you still make it back for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think I'd be back playing anything if I tore my triceps. Yeah.
Feet up, watching on telly.
But 15 seasons is fucking outstanding.
Yeah, he was apparently considered a bust for the first 3 years with the Eagles.
Yeah, I think that is the story.
By Andy Reid.
I think that's the story for a lot of people that end up playing a long time. Jason Kelsey was told was too small, he's no good, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
One of the best centers of all time.
Lane Johnson's just signed another deal, which puts him under contract till 2027.
I did see a video of him, and all he wanted to say was EAGLES. He's a bird for life or something.
But he was drafted by the Eagles, so he's spent his entire career so far with the Eagles, which I think is about 13 so far.
It's not very often that happens.
No, we've had 4 players.
Yeah.
Kelsey, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, and Fletcher Cox played his entire career with the Eagles.
What about Jordan Mailata?
He has, but he's on his 6th or 7th year.
Right.
He's still under contract for like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, he's not been in as long.
Yeah. I mean, that's him. That's where he is. That's who drafted him, isn't it?
Dallas Goedert's the interesting one. There's a lot of trade talks about him because he's a bit injury prone in the regular season, and he's now 30.
Okay.
But the Eagles drafted him.
Bye-bye.
So Yeah, they've just signed at least one tight end. There's talks of looking at another one in the drafts.
I found a thing on the Green Bay app. So
they actually made a few moves, didn't they?
Look at that.
Oh, they have made a few moves.
It's a whole thing, look, on there.
Okay.
So, free agency rundown. Signed with the Packers. We got Aaron Banks, guard, Nate Hobbs, cornerback. Re-signed Isaiah McDuffie, Brandon McManus, our kicker. Unrestricted free agents. Tyler Davis, tight end. Andre Dillard, tackle, guard. John Fitzpatrick, tight end. Robert Rochelle, cornerback. Exclusive rights free agents. Zane Anderson, safety. Bo Melton, wide receiver. Aaron Mosby, defensive line. Caden Telfoot, tackle. Daniel Whelan, punter. Emmanuel Wilson, running back. Signed elsewhere. It even gives you that. I've been saying to you for weeks, I've not seen anything.
They've been under wraps for ages.
Yeah, well, this is why. Because I've not been getting notifications from the Green Bay app for some reason. So, signed elsewhere. Corey Ballantyne, a cornerback, to the Colts. AJ Dillon, running back, to the Eagles. Yeah, Josh Myers, center, to the Jets. TJ Slayton, defensive lineman, Bengals. Eric Stokes, cornerback, Raiders. Eric Wilson, linebacker. I'm pretty sure Josh Myers was the center that came in for a little bit and kept fucking up.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him, mate. It feels like the season's so long ago and I can't really remember what happened in it. It's like I need to sit there and write it all down or fucking voice note it so I know everything and remember everything. But yeah, so the Packers have made quite a few moves, and that was just a quick rundown because
they don't shout it out like a lot of teams.
No. I mean, the Eagles, I've seen so many for the Eagles, Falcons, Ravens.
To be fair, the Eagles have had loads go to free agency.
Mm-hmm. We have just signed. Oh, where is it? Because I've got two screens, that's harder. Green Bay signed McCole Hardman from the Chiefs.
Sorry, I was just seeing a thing. Lane Johnson's now the longest tenured Eagle left on the squad.
Woo!
I mean, I also saw a thing the other day, which was quite funny. So we took I think he's linebacker in free agency from the Giants. We just seem to raid the Giants for any decent player they have.
I think you sent me that saying glitching the Giants again or something.
Yeah, we're dipping into their free agency. We also, because we took him, he is now, I think, the 7th player from Georgia's 2020 defensive team.
Fucking hell.
So 4 players that were on the 2020 team are now with the Eagles. 7 of them. What makes it even funnier is our GM is a Florida Gators fan.
Yeah, I've seen that clip go around a little while ago. I hate taking all these Georgia boys when I'm a Florida boy or something. Yeah.
We've raided a few teams.
Fucked them up. Hope that the Eagles can produce as well as they did last season and maybe get back to the Super Bowl.
Well, I think the reason a lot of the free agents were let walk is we already had a lot of people being prepared for those roles, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think where the anyone we take in the draft, I think what will happen is a lot of these guys that were being prepared for these roles are on special teams.
Right, yeah.
So they'll switch them over back to where they're supposed to be, like cornerback and stuff like that, and safety. Yeah. And then we'll draft young guys, put them in the special teams while they prepare for their roles.
It's a good idea.
It's a bad way to do it, really.
Yeah. I am done, mate. I am rough, spinning like a spinning teapot. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm done, man.
I'm done. That's it from both of us. And don't forget, go to Etsy, check out UKNFLSHOP for all your jersey needs. Things down there. That's weird, isn't it? I think will hopefully be in the description. And we will see you. Yeah, we'll see you next week.